Reincarnation. Chat with God. Series 1. Unexpected breakup. A story told by a cat that came back reincarnated. Went through it. When compared, these two cats act alike. The habit of sleeping with arms extended. Current chibi me and me tan that gone to heaven. A habit of placing the right front paw underneath and the left front paw on top. The habit of tilting head a bit. Her facial expressions, the way plays cute. And vibrant personality. Two are alike. It feels like an illusion. As if the cat that passed away has come back to life and is right there. That moment when we feel like you're really there. One day while I was looking at my smartphone, a website offering reincarnation assessments suddenly appeared. Since I was curious, I decided to try it. And guess what? It was revealed that Chibi me and me tan, these two are the same brain, the same soul reincarnated. This was found out in August, which just so happens to be the anniversary month of me tan's passing. At first glance, the various events seemed unrelated, but they were all connected with meaning. Behind it all was unpredictable and grand story of love from the gods and the universe. First, how we met with me tan. With Christmas right around the corner, a little cat unexpectedly showed up in my garden, beneath a chilly sky. I can't seem to find any parents or siblings around there. The kitten seemed to have no one else to rely on and appeared to be all alone. Despite being alone, it neither seemed anxious nor complained or showed fear. Instead, it happily wandered back and forth in the garden. It was a bright and cheerful little one with a kind nature that seemed to bring a sense of warmth and kindness to everyone it met and those who watched it. She wasn't scared of people, was loving and quite charming, and was an adorable of so memorable cat. It doesn't have collar, and it seems like no one is searching for it. It looks like a lost cat. 2 days before Christmas, they were predicting heavy snow to start that evening, and I felt bad for the kitten being out in the cold, so I decided to bring her inside my house. Suddenly, the name me popped into my head. I called out, me, and the kitten responded with a meow. I gently touched her front paw, and perhaps longing for affection, she started rubbing against me. Would you like to be our family? Would you like to be part of our home? I asked. She pressed her paw firmly against my hand. For a moment, I wondered if she would get along with the cats already living in our home, but somehow, I felt she would be fine. I asked again, can you be part of our family? This time, she pushed back with both front paws. And that's how me tan became part of our family on the night before Christmas Eve. Since me tan came, the house has become so much brighter. She could make friends with the other cats pretty quickly. She was able to get along with everyone and was popular among the other cats. Both humans and cats adored me tan. Despite her small body, she had a mysterious motherly warmth and a sense of comfort that put everyone at ease. Me tan was never truly alone. Seeing her with someone else always brought us humans a sense of comfort and healing. One summer day, 2 years after rescuing her, Me tan fell ill. After detailed tests, it turned out she had an unexplained blood disorder similar to mine. That day, seeing Mitan looking a bit less energetic than usual and seeming unwell, I couldn't just leave her like that. I couldn't just walk away from it. I didn't have much time before heading to work, but I decided to take Mitan to the hospital. The last time she was treated there, she got an injection, and it seemed to make her a bit more energetic. I thought it would be the same this time. I truly believed she would get better. Ever since Mitan came to our home, my unexpected blood illness started improving significantly, while Mitan's health deteriorated in direct proportion. It was both mysterious and deeply concerning. That day, Mitan really didn't want to go to the hospital, and was holding on to the curtains of the bay window with her claws. I forcibly pulled Mitan off the curtains, despite her resistance, and took her to the hospital. That day must have been something special, because there were more new trainees in the exam room than ever, all gathered around the exam table. There was an unusual vibe that felt a bit different from the norm. When they called her name, we walked into the examination room. And the first thing they decided to do was trim her nails. As soon as a few veterinarians and trainees held her down and cradled her. Maybe feeling a bit spooked by the odd vibe, Mitan let out a big hic and leaned back, completely still. She was moved to a different room. And despite attempts to revive her, Mitan unfortunately passed away. I had just stepped into the exam room a minute ago. Just 1 minute later. Just 1 minute. In just 1 minute, everything turned upside down. It was anything serious. Just a simple nail clipping. And that was it. Just moments ago, she was alive and clinging to me. Not being able to say goodbye to any of the cats that were her buddies. Mitan suddenly passed away. In the stressful atmosphere of the exam room, without any chance to mentally prepare. I figured that if I brought her to the doctor, she would have started feeling better. Just like before. I was meant to get an injection to help her feel better. I just couldn't keep up with this sudden situation. My mind, my heart, and my body were all overwhelmed. I felt pretty lost. Even though it happened right before me. I just couldn't wrap my head around what was going on. It wasn't that I couldn't understand the situation, I just couldn't accept how she had been breathing and moving just moments ago, yet now she was completely still, as if she were something else entirely. What do you mean she's not breathing? Why? Why isn't she breathing? Not breathing? I don't understand. This can't be happening. My heart was screaming, as if it was about to shatter. Wow, that's really harsh. For that kid, and for me as well. That kid's still just 2 years old. Only 2 years. She's good girl. Why is that? Why? How did this come about? What does this mean? What's the reason for that? I kept asking the heavens over and over. Please, God, why? Can you please share the answer with me? Give me the answer why. For that Momadon, my heart was guilt, deep guilt. That I found myself in a really heavy cage. That day, on the eve of Christmas Eve, when a big snowstorm was forecast, I asked Mitan, the stray little kitten at that time, "Hey, want to come live with us, little one?" She reached out and grabbed my hand. As if to say, yes. I still remember the softness and warmth of her paw. And happy expression on her face. Thinking back to that moment made it unbearably painful. I used her as a scapegoat for my sickness. If I hadn't brought her to the hospital, Mitan wouldn't have passed away. Having come into this world, she only lived for 2 years. Just 2 years. My illness had finally improved, and we were about to start enjoying life together as a family. We were so close to happiness. Why did this have to happen? That day, Mitan desperately clung to the curtains, refusing to go to the hospital. But I forcefully pried her front and back paws off. I can still feel clearly the resistance in her grip, and her final, faint, strained cry of "He." As she took her last breath, it's something I can never forget. That voice still lingers in my ears. I couldn't shake the unbearable feeling that it was my fault. I was the one who forcibly took my precious little one, who was loved by everyone, to the hospital. And it ended up causing her death. My heart felt like it was going to shatter with the weight of that guilt. As we said our goodbyes at the cremation, I gently ran my hand over her head and whispered, "Come back. Come back to me. Come back to us." The sensation was totally unlike the comforting feeling I used to get when I would pet her head while she was still alive. The oddness and toughness that developed over time made reality sink in for me. Oh, she has already moved on to another world. When I gathered the bones and put them in the urn, the young bones didn't break apart during the cremation, which made everything even more painful and heartbreaking. The boyfriend cat comes to bid a final goodbye to his cherished girlfriend. This is Mitan's final New Year's card, showcasing everyone. Along with the New Year's cards, there are photos of all the other cats that were her good friends, along with a farewell letter from me to Mitan and her favorite food and treats. I placed all them in her coffin. From that point on, until I met my current chibi me, I carried a heavy heart and a deep sense of guilt for about 2 years. I felt like my guilt was gradually fading when chibi me showed up, but deep down in my heart, I had this with me for about 6 years until recently when I found out chibi me was a reincarnation of Mitan. I found it really hard to look at the pictures of all the good times we shared with Mitan.